Hello everyone, welcome to Healthy and Creative Living. Today I'm going to show you how to plant your cherry tomato seeds. It's pretty easy. For that you're going to need a seed starting soil. Try to avoid the potting soil because it's a little bit different, has different components in it. But the soil made specifically for seeds is a little bit more fluffy. It has good beneficial elements in it, so it's going to be much better if you could find a good seeding soil. It doesn't have to be this specific one. You're going to need some water in a spray, just a spoon and pen, and basically food grade plastic container or any other container that you could find that's a good size. I do have some soil in here already because I've planted already some things in these sections. So I'm going to show you how to plant your cherry tomato seeds in here basically. And I already have some soil in here, but it's not enough. I like to put about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of soil so that it's deep enough for me to put my seeds in. So I'm going to top it up a little bit. Grab my spoon. As you can see here, the soil made for the seeds is actually quite fluffy and dry. So I'm just going to top it up a bit. And you always want to moisturize or water your soil before planting your seeds. Usually it says so on the instructions on your bag, but just don't forget because I've made that mistake once. So what you do, you just spray and mix your soil. You can always just pour a little bit of water and continuously mix until you are satisfied with the consistency and the moisture in your soil. I like it to be fairly moist to the touch, not soggy, because again you're going to water it again after you've planted your seeds. Give it a good mix, and I think that should be good. Level it out a little bit. Oh, I've got my cucumbers here on this side. There we go. A lot of people like to make rows and then simply sprinkle their seeds or just put them one by one. I like to just grab a pen and make holes for my seeds. For cherry tomato seeds, you would need to plant them about 1/4 of an inch deep. That's roughly 6 millimeters or a bit less than 1 centimeter deep. So what I'm going to do, just estimate and just make your holes with a pen. If you make it too deep, you can always just throw some soil in and make it like that. And another one. And another one. They should be about 1 inch apart, whichever way. And there we go. Then you're going to grab your seeds. Gonna be tiny. I like to put 2 at a time, just in case the other one doesn't sprout. And there we go. After that, just grab your spoon, top it up with soil. Give it a good tap. Or you can just use your hands. And again, just give it a good spray. At this point, they really need the water. Again, don't overwater. You don't want them to rot. I like to water my seeds every evening. I don't like to water them in the morning because I just find when they're standing, once they've sprouted and they're standing in the sun in your windowsill, the water evaporates much quicker. This way, if you water them in the evening, they'll have enough time to absorb all of that water and not much of it's going to evaporate out. And this is how basically you're going to plant your cherry tomato seeds. They take about 7 to 10 days to germinate. I've planted some of these already. And this is how they look like basically. They've sprouted very quickly in about 5 days. Some of them you can see have just sprouted. They took a little bit longer, which is fine, but typically they come up all at the same time. And a lot of people like to repot these to accommodate for the roots and to give them a bit more space to grow when they grow their true leaves. And these are not it. So these are their seedling leaves. You would see the next leaves that would grow would be their true leaves. They would be bigger and a different shape. But I like to replant my seedlings typically at this stage before their roots kind of all tangled up between each other, and you're going to injure them when you're trying to separate them. So I'm going to show you how to repot this into bigger containers, and typically after the second bigger container you can transfer them straight to your garden.